Hey, this is Harry Mays of 97.5 The Fanatic. Stay tuned for Sports Talk with Mike Yellick and Dustin Pistula.
Well, we're finally back. Our technical difficulties are now over with.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. They may come here again. But I have one thing to say. I am still the champ, and guess what, people? Go ahead. You can tell them this news yourself, as you see in the standings.
Well, the standings are now as they go. I don't have the actual numbers in front of me. I apologize, but well, mainly because I don't want to fill his head any more than it already is. Mike, in the past 2 weeks of the playoffs, has only actually lost, I think, what, 1 or 2 games?
1 game.
1 game. So he is now ahead of me by 1 game. He is behind Jason by 1 game.
1 game.
And once again, we might have to go a whole nother year with his ego inflated way higher than it should be. So that's what we're faced with right now. It makes me so happy. Anyway, to get into the news, let's jump back. Let's just start at the beginning of the playoffs. Let's run through the first week of the playoffs really quickly. Just a little overview. The 2 games that really mattered were the Broncos beating Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That was pretty big because, I mean, yeah, I actually don't even know how that happened. I mean,
I don't either, to be honest.
Nobody really saw it coming.
No,
they played well.
Yeah.
The defense was played well. Actually, I don't really think the Broncos played well as much as the Steelers played bad.
Yeah, Steelers are horrible.
But the game after that was the Giants beating the Falcons. Falcons only had 2 points. I mean, they
Matty Ice is terrible.
They couldn't move the ball.
Terrible.
That's exactly what he was. Iced. He couldn't do,
he could not do anything.
That entire game.
Terrible.
So, I mean, they left with their heads held down.
Oh, yeah.
And so we move on to a game I'd like to get your opinion on, because over the season you became a Tebow fan, as did most of us. And, you know, bandwagon or not, I mean, the guy was winning games. So
I jumped on the bandwagon. But I jumped off really quickly when they played the Patriots.
Yeah. Now, I want to hear your opinion. What do you think was the Broncos' biggest mistake going into that game?
Not letting Tebow throw the ball. Everyone expects them to run the ball, and that's what they're doing. It's like they played right into the Patriots' hands. Let Tebow go. Let him loose. Let him throw the ball.
The only problem I have with Tebow throwing the ball is he is not the most accurate.
I agree. But
then again, the Patriots this year did not have the best secondary.
There you go.
So I think I must agree with you. I think throwing the ball more might have given them a little bit of an edge. With that loss to the Patriots, you're already hearing talks on television shows and whatnot. Is Tebow a long-term quarterback for the Denver Broncos?
No.
No, you don't see him being a long-term.
I really don't.
Do you see him being a
John Elway
quarterback anywhere?
No, I see him being a backup.
For just.
That's it. I do not see him being a starter in this league. I really don't.
Okay.
I just don't see it.
People are starting to get used to the offense. They're starting to know how to defend it.
Well, get used to Tebow not being there. So.
One of the things, well, we'll get to that later, so I'll bring that up later. The next game I'd like to get onto, the headlines in Green Bay on their local newspaper.
Wait a second, before you talk about this.
Hold on.
Where's Jason?
I don't know. You should have brought that up earlier.
He's probably crying right now. Oh man, my Packers, they suck.
Well, he's in Boston.
15-1 to 1 and done. He sucks. He sucks.
Which
Green Bay sucks.
Seeing as you say 15-1 to 1 and done, Green Bay is the first team in the NFL that has had 15 wins and has gone 1 and done in the playoffs.
Had I not said all year that, first of all, they're not playing anybody, which they hadn't, and, their defense has holes.
Now,
well, there you go.
I must say this because
they
I
have
thought it was
holes,
pretty
clearly.
funny.
Idiot.
Giant letdown in Green Bay was the headlines. A big
Yeah,
print.
I saw.
So, now, first, I want to get on the one play I want your opinion on, which was the Greg Jennings fumble that the refs overturned and said it wasn't a fumble, that he was down by contact. Do you agree
He wasn't
with that?
down by contact, no. It was clearly a fumble. But
Ball clearly came out before any part of his body hit the ground.
Yeah. So, Jason will probably disagree, but I don't really care because it's the fact. So.
Okay. And now, what are you going to say about the Green Bay Packers? The fact that they, all day, their wide receivers, tight ends were just dropping balls all day.
Well.
3 fumbles.
It's kind of what Jason's doing with Jason fans out there, dropping the ball. Because he's not... I mean, think about it. They had this big... He built up this big, great record throughout the whole year. And then in the playoffs, he sucks. Just like Green Bay. They suck. I agree. I think Jason's just like his team.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is. It's true. Just like his team. And he picked his team, and I picked the Giants. So I saw that coming from a mile away. You didn't, though. I thought you would figure...
I picked Green Bay basically because I knew everybody else would. I knew Jason.
Told you, though, I would.
I knew Jason was.
Well, yeah,
I was trying not to fall behind Jason.
Yeah.
Is what I was trying not to do. Regretfully, that's not what happened. But now, let's look forward. One of the offenses that seems to be lasting and doing a very good job is the way that the Patriots utilize their tight ends. They have 2 young tight ends, and they use them like regular wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is something that a lot of experts are saying could be the type of offense that can last a while. Not every team can use this because you do need 2 healthy, young, agile, fast tight ends. But the Patriots have this. How do you defend an offense like that?
You don't. I mean, well, that's why I'm picking.
You're picking. Well,
you don't,
yeah.
So
you don't.
You just can't. That's why I think the Patriots will win it all this year.
I think the only way to stop the offense for the New England Patriots is to keep them off the field as much as possible. You need to, when you get on offense, you need to make sure your offense is eating up 6, 7, 8 minutes.
Well, they're not going
at a series, and
I
don't think the Ravens can do that.
See it happening.
So get to predictions.
All right, let's get to predictions. Here's the thing. I know what Jason's picking, and I'm going to pick him too, because I can't go below anymore. Now, I think the Giants will win, but Jason's picking the 49ers, and I don't know. So I'm just going to go with the 49ers, because Jason's picking the 49ers. I'm going with the 49ers. Where are you going with?
Just to make sure I don't fall further behind, I want to go with the 49ers. They want rain that day. I don't know how the 49ers are going to do in the rain. The field is normally softer to begin with.
Are you going to fall 3 games back?
They usually play on a... So I'm going to go with the 49ers just for the simple fact that they're at home. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Both these teams kind of have a momentum kick going for them.
Yep.
Giants clearly more so.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the 49ers.
All right. Ravens and Patriots.
I don't think there's any question. You have to go with the Patriots. Would
We're
I
all
like to
going
see
with
the
the
Ravens
Patriots.
win? Yes, I would, because I'm sick and tired of seeing the Patriots win all the time.
Tom's terrific, though. You can't beat him. I mean, it's just...
No, you can't, but you can sure hate him, and I do. I
don't hate him.
I think he's got a shit-eating grin. I don't like it.
Well...
I don't hate him. I used to hate him.
I just can't wait for Jason to be back next week, so I can just rub it in his face that Super Bowl comes around. You gotta hope that you win. Now, unfortunately, he's probably gonna go with the Patriots. And
yeah, the only problem you face is the fact that you have to let him pick first, unless you would have went ahead of him this week, in which case you would have got to pick first. But seeing as he's
I'm trying to think. Wait a minute. But it ends up. You said it doesn't do a tie or whatever, right?
Hmm? What?
Because if I just thought of something. If I pick the Giants this week, and then I pick It's a win-win situation for me. I'm going with the Giants.
Okay.
Because, and I'll explain why. I'm already only one game behind him. I can fall 3 games behind him this week. But if I pick opposite anyway, I would be the Super Bowls were 3.
Right.
So in a tie situation, I would remain the champ. So I'm just going to do it anyway.
Okay, but you realize if you fall 3 behind this week,
yeah,
and he picks first, and he picks the Patriots, and let's say it's the Patriots and the 49ers.
I have to go with the 49ers.
You have to go.
But I would have to go with that anyway.
But if the 49ers lose the Super Bowl, you lose the championship.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
So how's it win-win?
Because think about it, it would be that way anyway. Because he's already 1 game ahead of me, so he would pick next week anyway, because I'm picking all the same. See what I mean?
So you do have a better chance of going with the Giants tonight, then, yeah.
I'm going with the Giants. I'm going with the Giants.
Okay.
I'm going with the Giants.
That's a smart decision. I think you should go with the Giants. And now I really hope the 49ers win, because then you'll be in last place again. And I would like that.
But I'm still not out of it, though.
No, you're not. But
Which
you'd
is-
be in last place, and I would prefer that.
Giants, don't let me down, man. Please.
Because
don't
if
let
you
me
think about it, I also have to pick opposite in
Yep.
the Super Bowl.
down. Yep.
We both have to. You and me both have to pick the same and opposite to Jason.
Yep.
Unless you win this week, then I have to pick the same as Jason opposite to you.
Yep. Wow.
Or I might just pick with you and go ahead of Jason.
Okay.
Put,
I mean, if you want
put
to do
him
that.
in last place.
But who would get the belt then? That would be me.
I don't give a crap. I wouldn't be in last place.
All right. Don't you want to be the champ? Like you would think
Hey, I'm improving.
from last year.
Yeah.
I think
Even last place this year is
Yeah, that's-
an improvement. It's an improvement
It
from
couldn't have got worse than
last year.
Can you believe? I mean,
Last year I ended
this
up with
time.
like 100 and like 25
Well, last year at this time you were
losses.
like 8 or 10 games behind me. At this point,
I think I was like
now
12,
we're all.
yeah.
Can you believe this though? We're all within 3 of each other.
all within 3. Yep.
I'm going with the Giants though.
I am.
So will it work out?
I'm 2 games behind Jason, 1 behind you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we shall see what we shall see. He hates when I do that for some reason.
No, actually, I really don't.
Oh, really?
I'm getting used to it.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a TV show on in the background. The girl has a nice rack, so I'm kind of preoccupied. But go ahead.
See this? All right. We will see you next week, right here on Sports Talk.
Cardiology, I don't have the heart. Pulmonary doctor, no cigar. I can't diagnose a simple cold or flu, but if your engine's got a cough, I know what to do. Give it 6 of these and wash it down with this. A new air filter ought to help it catch its breath.